And so the last piece, Invisible Abilities, is a satellite piece that nobody actually wears. It gets mounted to the wall during the final large installation. And what the satellite piece talks about is how our survival skills are becoming dependent on technology, whereas humans losing our survival skills, at least by what we can relate to living, this way in this world, in this country with these luxuries. Everything is bounced off going by satellites. Now you have your wireless signals for cell phones, you have particles for the internet, you have radio signals, news signals, television signals, but the satellites are the things that we're unaware of. Somebody somewhere is paid and living to monitor them, to change them, to take care of them, but because of our unawareness of them, we also take them for granted, as we do all the rest of the technology. So we want this satellite to be installed in plain view so that you can be aware of it if you know to look for it, if you want to be aware of it. The piece comes together at the very end and kind of ties all of the previous pieces together in one large installation to bring the theme home. What will happen is, in this last piece, it's mounted onto a wall and painted the same colors of the wall with images of the other pieces projected over it. The reason why we did this was so that the images of the other pieces would become digital, and therefore we'd be pushing as far as possible the ideas and elements of all the technology that we have available to us. The satellite would be there real and physically in existence, but it would be mounted onto a wall, painted the same color, so that you would only be able to see it if you looked for it. And anyone that overlooked the satellite to see the images would miss it, and anyone that overlooked the technology, the projections, could see the satellite. This last piece is not, like I said, worn, and in the end the installation, besides that satellite, will consist of several projections of the rest of the pieces, of course digital formats, say video and film, and then as the installation moves on, there will be, underneath that satellite, mounted onto the wall, an invisible sort of shadow box that will be mounted at about eye level. And what that will do is it will make it also invisible, so that if a passerby was coming and saw the projection onto this white wall that had a white satellite and a white box, if they chose not to approach, if they chose not to look past the technology, they would miss the box altogether, they would miss a satellite. The reason why the box is so important is because it will hold and house all the pieces in real life. So one thing happens, like in the TV discussion, like in the monitors, like in cell phones, when you take the real life stuff and you put it into a digital format to share it, you lose some sort of a quality for it, even though you can still experience it. So what we would do is offer a limited availability, a limited opportunity for the audience to experience the real pieces, and they would be encased in this box. Now the catch to getting to the box would be finding a way to put yourself past the technology. The floor in front of the installation would be covered completely in just yards and feet of cable and wire. And this cable and wire would need to be entered, you would need to step on it, you would need to find or sift your way through it before you were given the opportunity or put in a position to experience and see the real life pieces. The only two pieces that would not be contained in the box would be our large monitor and ball, the piece that shackles to the ankle, and that would be left off to the side, kind of as a bolder statement for the immobility that those monitors are creating, and everything else would be housed in the box, and you would have to look past the projections to get into the piece.